Here is an in-depth look at the early years in the transition of the Obama family as they moved into the world's most famous residence. Former President Barack Obama recently shared an extremely moving moment with the world, revealing the deep connection he maintains with his two daughters, Malia and Sasha. In this video, we explore the touching reason behind Obama's tears and how their journey has profoundly affected him. Join us to discover the layers of emotion and meaning behind this poignant moment, shedding light on the personal side of one of the most respected leaders of our time. Moving into the White House in the eyes of the world, Barack and Michelle Obama are recognized as the former president and first lady of the United States. However, for their daughters Malia and Sasha, they are simply mom and dad. The Obama family began their journey together in Chicago, where Barack was a state senator. After marrying Michelle on October 3, 1992, they welcomed their first child, Malia, on July 4, 1998. In a touching tribute for Malia's 26th birthday in 2024, Barack expressed his pride, saying that one of the greatest joys of his life is seeing her grow into the extraordinary woman she is today, and the fact that she is still willing to hold her dad's hand in public. Their second daughter, Sasha, was born on June 10, 2001. In January 2009, the family moved to Washington, D.C., following Barack's election to the presidency. At that time, the move was a challenge for the family. During the 2008 campaign, Barack had expressed his concerns to the media, noting that he was absolutely certain, because they had talked about it, that Malia and Sasha were not looking forward to moving or the prospects of having to make new friends. He added that he was sure there was a part of them saying they would not be devastated if things did not go as planned. Fortunately, things went well. Malia and Sasha were 10 and 7 years old, respectively, when they moved into the White House. They spent their formative years there during Barack's 2 terms, from 2009 to 2017, attending the private Sidwell Friends School until their high school graduation. Michelle shared in a December 2011 interview that her daughters were well settled, healthy and thriving, living a normal life. In 2020, Barack reflected on their family life, saying that now they are both old enough to simply appreciate each other's company, being together as a family, and seeing how they have become these wonderful young women. There has been no greater joy than that. Michelle also spoke about the evolving dynamics of parenting in a March 2023 episode of the Light podcast. She said she went from mom-in-chief to advisor-in-chief. She noted it is a pleasant thing to be able to see her daughters fly and have the relief of telling herself that she thinks she did not ruin them. From their childhood interests and experiences during their father's presidency to their activism and the occasional intrusions of Secret Service agents into their personal lives, here is a complete overview of Malia and Sasha Obama and the sincere reflections shared by their devoted parents. Meet the eldest daughter of Obama, Malia. Malia Obama, the eldest daughter of Barack and Michelle Obama, has always been recognized for her wisdom and reflection. As her parents shared in 2008, Malia was an enthusiastic collector of keychains and participated in drama classes starting in first grade. She had already developed a sense of responsibility by waking up with her own alarm clock and making her bed every morning. Barack Obama has often expressed his deep pride in his daughters, noting how they continually touched his heart. Reflecting on Malia's insight, he recounted a memorable moment when she was 6 years old during a walk by the lake. Malia had asked, "Dad, are we rich?" Barack explained that although they were comfortable, they were not excessively wealthy. Malia's response was remarkably mature. "Well, that's good because I don't want to be really rich. I think I want to lead a simple life." Barack was both moved and intrigued by her realistic point of view. In January 2020, Barack described Malia as someone who appreciates people, life, and conversations. She is never bored, which is a great quality that can take one far. This sentiment reflects his admiration for her ability to find joy and engagement in various aspects of life. Despite her childhood in the spotlight, Malia lived through typical teenage milestones, including prom. In 2014, Barack confirmed she attended as a sophomore, although he playfully kept the details about her partner classified. He spoke fondly of the experience on the set of Live with Kelly and Michael. He confessed that he thinks it is fair to say that the first time you see your daughter in heels, it is a bit disconcerting. She is lovely and magnificent. After graduating from high school in 2016, Malia took a gap year before starting at Harvard University, where she graduated in 2021. Barack reflected on this period, noting the fact that their parents' house being the White House may contribute, but Malia leaving for university made her a grown woman. During her gap year and throughout her stay at Harvard, Malia pursued her interest in the television industry. She interned on Lena Dunham's Girls and at the Weinstein Company, and worked as a production assistant on the CBS science fiction drama Extant with Halle Berry. Additionally, she contributed as a writer to Donald Glover's Amazon series Swarm. Janine Neighbors, co-creator of Swarm, praised Malia's creativity, saying some of her proposals were wild and they were just so good and so fun. She is truly dedicated to her art. In 2024, Malia made her directorial debut with a short film titled The Heart at the Sundance Film Festival under the name Malia and. The film explores themes of loss, loneliness, and forgiveness through the story of a grieving son who discovers something unusual in the will of his late mother. Malia described the film as a story of lost objects and lonely people, of forgiveness and regret, and hoped it would offer comfort and connection to viewers. In addition to these creative activities, Malia has been actively involved in social causes. During the summer of 2020, she participated in Black Lives Matter protests with her younger sister Sasha, demonstrating her commitment to activism and social justice. Michelle Obama has often spoken of the special bond between her daughters. In an interview presenting her book, The Light We Carry, Michelle emphasized their unique connection, saying she thinks they realize they have a unique bond because they are the only ones who know what they just went through. Growing up in the White House with the world's largest spotlight on you while you lived through adolescence and puberty. Although Michelle is extremely proud of the achievements and independence of her daughters, she remains deeply protective of their private life. In an interview with People in Espanol, she discussed the challenge of sharing personal glimpses without compromising their confidentiality, stating it is difficult for her to go deeper into the lessons she learned as a parent because she tries to protect the privacy of her daughters. She emphasized the need to find a balance between transparency and discretion, ensuring that her daughters are not subjected to unnecessary public scrutiny. Meet the youngest daughter of Obama, Sasha. Born on June 10, 2001 in Chicago, Sasha Obama is the youngest daughter of Barack and Michelle Obama. From a young age, Sasha was actively involved in various activities, including basketball, tap dance classes, and gymnastics. Alongside her older sister Malia, Sasha also played tennis and took piano lessons. The rules in their household were clear and simple. No complaining, as the Obamas said. Michelle's mother, Marian Robinson, who lived with the family at the White House, described Sasha as being more determined and having her own firm ideas. In contrast, Malia was seen as being more similar to Michelle's brother Craig, someone who makes compromises just to maintain peace and is a bit anxious. Barack Obama has often praised Sasha's self-confidence and independence. In an interview with InStyle in January 2020, he noted that Sasha is completely confident in her own vision of the world and is neither intimidated nor afraid of anyone's titles or degrees. He admired her ability to express herself when she thinks something is right or wrong. The Obamas have constantly praised the personalities of their daughters. Barack described Sasha as being full of energy and the comedian of the family. In a 2008 interview with People, he recounted a humorous incident where Sasha, then a young child, had said, "Oh, Mom, we are peace," instead of peaceful, which became a family joke whenever they sought a moment of calm. Although Sasha is known for her humor, the whole family loves to tease Barack. During a July 2021 appearance on the podcast Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, Barack shared how he is often the target of family jokes, notably for his occasional pronunciations of hip-hop star names. Sasha's close friendship with Maisie Biden, the granddaughter of President Joe Biden, was a precious part of her childhood. Barack remembers with affection having coached their fourth-grade basketball team, the Vipers, and noted that Sasha and Maisie attended the same school. After graduating from the Sidwell Friends School in D.C. in 2019, Sasha enrolled at the University of Michigan. She began her university studies online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Reflecting on having had his two daughters at home during the pandemic, Barack admitted that although it sometimes seemed claustrophobic for them, He and Michelle cherished the extra time spent together. There was a lot of joy in dining together and enjoying family activities, he stated. Sasha Obama, whose full name is Natasha Marion Obama, reflects her diversified heritage, being of African American and Euro-American origin. Her father Barack is of Kenyan and American origin, while her mother Michelle has African American roots with distant English, Irish, and Native American ancestors. As the daughter of a president, Sasha had a Secret Service code name, Radiance, for security purposes. Speaking Spanish fluently, she showed her linguistic skills during the official visit of the Obama administration to Cuba. Throughout her father's presidency, Sasha had the opportunity to visit several countries, including China, Cuba, Italy, and the United Kingdom. Sasha is known for her stylish and age-appropriate fashion choices and is often celebrated as a young fashion icon. Her close bond with Malia is well known, the sisters supporting each other throughout their lives. A talented artist, Sasha has shown skills in painting and drawing and has shared her works with her family and friends. She is passionate about cinema and has attended events related to film. Sasha is also a great reader and has been frequently seen with books, expressing her love for literature in interviews. In addition, she has a beautiful voice and has shown her talent as a singer during private events. Concerned about environmental issues, Sasha supports initiatives focused on the preservation and protection of nature. She is a fan of Beyoncé and has attended several of her concerts. Sasha loves cooking and experimenting with new recipes, often preparing meals for her family. Committed to social justice, Sasha advocates for a more equitable society and has spoken out on various social justice issues. She is also a fervent advocate for mental health awareness, working to break the stigma surrounding mental health and to promote open conversations about well-being. Sasha Obama could be preparing for a career in the entertainment industry, but she chooses to do so under another name. At 23 years old, after graduating last year, Sasha's fans wondered about her next steps. It was recently revealed that she could follow in the footsteps of her sister Malia, 26, by focusing on television and cinema. Attentive viewers spotted a remarkable credit in the latest season of Couples Therapy, where Natasha Obama was listed as a casting interviewer. The familiar last name from her father, former President Barack Obama, attracted attention. It seems that Sasha, whose full name is Natasha Marion Obama, chose to use her birth name professionally, turning away from the nickname she had until now. An insight into their love life. Malia and Sasha Obama have largely kept their love lives private, but former First Lady Michelle Obama has shared some insights into their relationships in interviews in her books. In a 2014 interview on Ellen, Michelle spoke about the transition between the fact that her daughters brought home pop groups to finally introducing adult men to her and Barack. They bring home boyfriends in real lives. They grew up before our eyes and they are doing well, she stated. In her 2022 book, The Light We Carry, Overcoming in Uncertain Times, Michelle expressed her hope that her daughters would not rush into marriage. She reflected, Malia and Sasha did exactly what Barack and I did at their age, dating several people. I hope our daughters do not rush into marriage but take their time, letting their relationships remain fluid and young. Malia, who generally keeps her relationships away from the public eye, was linked to Rory Farquharson in 2017. The British law student was spotted with Malia during a football match, and later they were seen walking together in New York. Although it is not clear when they separated, rumors of romance concerning Malia resurfaced in 2022 with Ethiopian producer Dawit Eklund. Although they were seen together in Los Angeles and New York, their relationship was never officially confirmed. At the end of 2023, speculation circulated that Malia was dating the rapper Aminé after seeing them share a sushi meal in Los Angeles. However, it remains uncertain if their outing was a date. Aminé had previously mentioned having met Malia during a music festival in Chicago in 2017, where he described her as a super normal, cool, and regular American teenager. Sasha Obama, the younger of the two sisters, faced significant public scrutiny regarding her romantic relationships. In 2017, when Sasha was 16, she was dating Chris Milton, a relationship that sparked controversy due to its interracial nature. Later in 2019, Sasha was linked to Malcolm Kenyatta, a state legislator from Pennsylvania. Although Kenyatta is openly gay, Their relationship was criticized by those who felt Sasha should be with a heterosexual partner. Currently, Sasha, now 23 years old, is reportedly in a couple with Clifton Powell Jr., the 27-year-old son of actor Clifton Powell. Michelle Obama revealed this relationship involuntarily during an appearance on The Ellen Show. Powell Jr., who grew up in Los Angeles, attended Village Christian High School, and later obtained a basketball scholarship for the University of California, Santa Barbara. Although he briefly played university basketball, Powell Jr. refocused his attention on broadcasting and directing. He has worked on commercials for brands such as Peloton, Nike, and Pepsi. Sasha and Powell Jr. were seen together in Los Angeles shortly after Michelle's announcement. It is speculated that they began dating after Sasha transferred to the University of Southern California at the end of 2021. The relationship seems to have the approval of the Obamas, Malia having been seen spending time with Powell Jr. in Los Angeles, chatting and walking in a park. Clifton Powell Sr. shared his point of view on his son's relationship with Sasha, expressing his commitment to ensuring that his son treats Sasha with respect. "I make sure my son is a gentleman and treats Sasha correctly. I tell him to treat Sasha like he would want someone to treat his own daughter." Michelle Obama indicated that she and Barack support the love life of their daughters. "They are 24 and 21 now," she said. "They lived through high school, the prom, and life. Barack has learned to be a concerned but not excessively anxious father. I find it wonderful that they discover what they want in their relationships." The controversies around Obama's Nobel Peace Prize and the reactions of his daughters. President Barack Obama expressed surprise and deep humility upon receiving the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009, announcing his intention to travel to Norway in December to accept the honor. Despite his renowned charisma, Obama's behavior was grave during his 6-minute speech in the Rose Garden. "Let's be clear," he stated, "I do not consider this as a recognition of my own accomplishments, but rather as an affirmation of American leadership on behalf of the aspirations of people in all nations. This prize must be shared with all those who struggle for justice and dignity." Obama hoped that the momentum generated by this prize would help him address crucial global issues such as climate change and nuclear disarmament. His speech was, however, marked by a feeling of unease regarding the distinction. "I do not think I deserve to be in the company of so many transformative figures who have been honored by this prize," he admitted, emphasizing that the prize was a call to collective action in the face of global challenges. A few moments after receiving the news, Obama's daughters Malia and Sasha rushed to congratulate him. Malia, aged 11, and Sasha, 8, were delighted and shared their enthusiasm with their father. Malia entered saying, "Dad, you won the Nobel Peace Prize, and it's Bo's birthday," Obama remembers, referring to the presidential dog. Sasha added, "Plus, we have a 3-day weekend coming up for Columbus Day." Obama found comfort in the ability of his children to keep things in perspective. Despite the festive atmosphere at home, the Nobel Prize was surrounded by controversy. Critics questioned the fact that Obama, who had recently approved an increase of 30,000 soldiers in Afghanistan and had not closed Guantanamo Bay as promised, truly embodied the ideals of peace and diplomacy. Yale English professor David Bromwich, in his book American Breakdown, critiques Obama's legacy, arguing that although Obama spoke a lot, his words often seemed disconnected from his actions. Bromwich notes that despite Obama's eloquence and the Nobel Prize, he was criticized for not having been prepared to meet the expectations of his position in the prize. The choice of the Nobel Committee to award the prize to Obama, despite the context of previous recipients, like Henry Kissinger, sparked a debate. Many wondered if the committee had misjudged the timing of American politics and Obama's preparation to achieve the ideals of the prize. Obama's presidency faced substantial opposition, notably from Republicans like Dick Cheney and Lindsey Graham, who questioned his position on terrorism and his commitment to closing Guantanamo Bay. Heartfelt confessions of Barack and Michelle Obama as their daughters reach adulthood. Former President Barack Obama recently shared that his daughters Sasha and Malia are unlikely to pursue careers in politics, a position strongly influenced by their mother Michelle Obama. During a star-studded fundraising event for President Joe Biden in Los Angeles, Obama was asked about the possibility of his daughters following in his political footsteps. He responded unequivocally, noting that Michelle Obama had been very clear about their career choices. "It's a question I don't need to answer because Michelle hammered it into them so much from the beginning that it would be crazy to enter politics. That will never happen, Obama said. Michelle Obama has constantly rejected any speculation regarding a return to politics since her departure from the White House in 2017. In a 2023 interview with Oprah, she reiterated her position, affirming, "I have never expressed the slightest interest in politics. Never. I agreed to support my husband because he wanted to do it and was excellent in that field. But at no point did I say, I think I want to run. Never." Sasha and Malia, who have now left the home of their parents and live together in Los Angeles, have embraced their independence. Michelle spoke about their move during an interview in November 2022, reflecting on the moment when her daughters announced their decision to live together. You try not to react too much because it's like you don't want to say, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you." Because after that, they think, well, maybe this isn't a good thing if my mom likes it, Michelle said. So I just said, okay, well, that's interesting that you're going to try to live together. We'll see how it goes. But yes, it's nice to know that the two daughters you raise find comfort at a kitchen table with each other. It's like the only thing you want for them. In her book, The Light We Carry, Michelle details how Sasha and Malia furnish their shared apartment in their own way, finding furniture at garage sales and doing their shopping at a nearby IKEA while respecting a budget. The girls even invited their parents for an aperitif before dinner, although Michelle joked that their skills in cocktail preparation could be improved. The martinis were a bit weak. I don't think they really knew what they were, Michelle joked during an appearance on the Today Show. Michelle emphasized her commitment to raising her daughters as independent individuals despite their prestigious family background. I had to raise them to be young people standing on their own, especially as daughters of a former president, she stated. I never felt that my job was to create mini-me's or to create people who were going to live out some pain in me or fill a void or be my friend. Michelle shared one of her favorite phrases as a parent. As my daughters joke, I always said my favorite phrase was, "I am not one of your little friends." As we close this chapter on Barack Obama's moving reflections concerning his daughters, it is clear how deeply proud and moved he is by Malia and Sasha. In his farewell speech in 2017, Obama shared these touching words. Malia and Sasha, in the most strange circumstances, you have become two incredible, intelligent, and beautiful young women, but more importantly, kind and thoughtful, and you are full of passion. You carried the burden of the years under the spotlight with such ease. Of everything I have done in my life, I am the most proud to be your father. Their journey from childhood at the White House to their lives as independent adults testifies to their strength and character. It is a poignant reminder of the personal side of public figures and the pride they feel for the achievements of their family. We would like to know your opinion. How do you think the experiences of Malia and Sasha growing up under the spotlight have shaped their lives today? Share your comments below. If this story changed the way you look at the personal lives of world leaders and the challenges of raising a family in the spotlight, please subscribe and like our channel. We are uncovering the history that they tried to bury. Let's plant the seeds for the future together. The next treasure will be revealed soon.